Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today, our team will be presenting how to plan and manage effective project communication, a core skill that determines whether a project succeeds or struggles. Effective communication does more than share information. It aligns people, reduces misunderstandings, and keeps the project moving forward with clarity and confidence. We'd like to begin by introducing our project team. My name is Johnson, and I served as the project lead for this assignment. Joining me are my teammates, Jordan Yang, our research and planning specialist, Dev Prajapati, who supported content development and idea generation, Yesha Gajar, who contributed to research, scripting, and visual planning, Camilio Sr., who assisted with concept creation and content flow, Omar Alamodi, who contributed to quality review and final refinement. Together, we planned and developed this presentation to demonstrate how strong communication practices support project success. Have you ever told your team to meet at 9 a.m. and somehow everyone shows up at 9:47? Yeah, that's what happens when communication fails. Today, we're going to fix that. Did you know that, according to a publication by Felipe Ruiz in 2017, 57% of projects fail due to breakdown in communications? This statistic highlights persistent challenges in project management communication. Imagine this: your team is working hard, but no one is on the same page. Deadlines slip, tasks overlap, and frustration builds. Communication is one of the most critical elements in determining the success of any project. When communication is clear, the entire team shares the same understanding of goals, expectations, and responsibilities. This reduces confusion, prevents mistakes, and helps avoid unnecessary rework. In the PMBOK 7th edition, this idea connects directly to the principle, effectively engage with stakeholders. This means that project success depends on delivering the right information to the right people at the right time. It's not just about sending messages, it's about making sure stakeholders are informed, involved, and aligned throughout the project. Communication should be seen as a system, not just a one-time activity. It includes our channels, tools, meeting structures, documentation, and feedback loops. All of these work together to keep information flowing smoothly. When this system works well, the benefits are immediate and impactful. We get stronger alignment between the team and stakeholders, decisions are made faster and with more confidence. Project velocity increases, and ultimately the chances of project success rise significantly. Embracing effective communication as a core system is not just a best practice, it's the foundation for achieving project excellence. When we look at communication in PMBOK 7, the big shift is this. Communication is no longer a checklist of meetings and reports. It's a performance driver across the entire project. PMBOK 7 uses a performance domain view, meaning communication is not an isolated task. Instead, it's a behavior that influences how each domain performs, integrating seamlessly into every aspect of project management. Let's try something quickly. Think of a recent misunderstanding at work. Did it slow things down, cause confusion, maybe create extra work? That's exactly why communication touches every domain, acting as the crucial link that prevents such issues. In the stakeholder domain, communication is how we build trust and engagement, fostering strong relationships. If stakeholders don't understand the project, they don't support it. Misalignment quickly becomes resistance, hindering progress. In the team domain, communication defines collaboration. It shapes how team members share risks, ask questions, and clarify decisions. Without the right environment, even talented teams struggle to achieve their full potential. The planning domain relies on communication to align expectations, ensuring everyone is on the same page. Requirements, scope, risks, priorities, none of them matter unless they're clearly understood and agreed upon by all parties. When we move into the project work domain, communication becomes coordination, orchestrating tasks and milestones. Tasks, milestones, handoffs, and risk escalation all rely on timely and transparent messaging to keep the project on track. And in the measurement domain, communication transforms data into insight, making sense of complex information. A metric is useless if it isn't communicated clearly enough to guide decisions and drive action. PMBOK 7 also emphasizes information flow in two directions: top-down to provide clarity, priorities, and strategic direction, and bottom-up to provide feedback, risks, and frontline insights, ensuring all voices are heard. When either direction fails, leadership loses visibility and teams lose alignment, creating significant project challenges. Finally, communication is viewed as part of the organization's value delivery system, a critical component for success. This means we communicate not just to update people, but to help the organization deliver value faster, more accurately, and with fewer surprises. So in PMBOK 7, communication isn't simply talking, It's how we enable alignment, accelerate delivery, and create business value.
Here, I will be talking about communication planning. Before any project begins, having a strong communication plan is essential. Today, I'll walk you through the key components of a strong communication strategy: identifying stakeholders, knowing what information they need, choosing the right channels, setting frequency, assigning roles, and tailoring how we share information. The first step is identifying your stakeholder groups. The guiding question here is, who needs to know what? This usually includes project sponsors, the project lead or manager, and all team members involved in execution. It also includes external partners like consultants, as well as end users or clients who will interact with the final product. Finally, support teams like IT, admin, or QA also need to stay informed depending on their role in the project. Knowing exactly who your stakeholders are ensures that no one is left out and that the right people receive the right information. Once we know who the stakeholders are, the next step is understanding what information each group needs. Sponsors want to see goals, scope, and timelines. Team members need information about tasks, dependencies, and progress. Everyone needs visibility into risks, issues, or blockers. And for smooth decision-making, you should provide stakeholders with the inputs and approvals they need at the right time. By clarifying these needs early, you prevent confusion and make sure communication is purposeful. The third step is choosing the right communication channels. Not every message needs a meeting. For quick updates or questions, Slack is great. For collaborative work or formal chats, Teams works well. Email is best for formal updates or escalations. Dashboards and reports help visualize performance and track metrics. And of course, meetings like kickoffs or weekly check-ins are essential for alignment. The idea is to match the message to the medium so communication stays efficient. Next, we define how often communication should occur. This can range from daily stand-ups or Slack updates to weekly team meetings to bi-weekly stakeholder check-ins. Monthly executive updates keep leadership informed, and as-needed communication helps address urgent decisions. Having a predictable cadence keeps everyone in sync and reduces uncertainty. We then assign roles to make sure communication is consistent. The project lead handles high-level updates and escalates risks. Workstream leads report on timelines and task progress. The quality manager provides updates on documentation and quality checks. Team members communicate their progress and blockers. Admin or support staff help organize meetings and maintain documents. Clear ownership avoids duplication and prevents information gaps. The final piece is tailoring communication to the audience. Executives may only need a high-level summary, while the internal team requires detailed updates. Some messages are best as dashboards, others as emails or slide decks. And tone matters. For example, a formal tone for leadership and a collaborative tone for the project team. Tailoring communication makes it easier for your audience to absorb and act on the information. Now, let us consider communication in the execution phase of a project. During execution, communication becomes the engine that keeps the project running smoothly and efficiently. Everything we do at this stage depends on how well the team understands the work and how confidently they can act. To start, we need shared understanding among all team members. Teams move faster when they can clearly see what's done, what's coming up next, and who's responsible for what. When people have this kind of clarity, execution feels predictable and controlled, exactly what PMBOK 7 encourages. But clarity alone isn't enough. Transparency plays a huge role too. If risks, delays, or issues are shared early, the team can adjust before problems escalate. This kind of openness builds trust, and PMBOK 7 really pushes leaders to communicate honestly and consistently for that reason. Then there's collaboration, the glue that keeps the entire team aligned. Regular check-ins, quick stand-ups, and shared communication spaces keep everyone connected. PMBOK 7's team performance domain reminds us that teamwork depends on steady, continuous communication, not random check-ins. And when issues do appear, escalation paths prevent slowdowns. The team should always know exactly who to go to for approvals or decisions. Define decision pathways, highlighted in PMBOK 7's uncertainty domain. Keep the project moving even when new challenges show up. Another part of strong communication is documentation discipline. Every change, decision, and risk should be recorded meticulously. Good documentation keeps the whole project traceable and reduces misunderstandings, which aligns with PMBOK 7's focus on information management. Finally, psychological safety brings everything together. Teams communicate better when they feel safe to ask questions, raise concerns, and express uncertainty. PMBOK 7 recognizes this as a major factor in high-performing teams because it helps surface issues early and encourages honest, productive conversations. So, in the execution phase, communication isn't just talking. It's clarity, transparency, collaboration, structure, good documentation, and trust all working together. When these elements flow well, the project gains momentum and stays on track. Now, when it comes to communication during a project, there are many tools, models, and methods that help us keep everyone aligned and informed. One of the first tools we rely on is the stakeholder matrix. This helps us identify who has the most influence and interest in the project. By mapping stakeholders onto this grid, we can tailor our communication so the right people get the right level of attention, updates, and involvement. No more sending the same message to everyone and hoping it sticks. Next comes the question, how do we actually share information? That's where the communication plan comes in. This plan outlines what needs to be shared, with whom, how often, and through what channels. It acts like a roadmap that keeps communication consistent, clear, and intentional, reducing misinformation and avoiding duplicate work. Another powerful tool is the RACI chart. This model clearly defines who is responsible, who is accountable, who needs to be consulted, and who should be informed for each task or decision. By clarifying roles up front, we remove guesswork, reduce conflict, and keep teams focused on their specific responsibilities. When we need a more visual way to communicate progress, we turn to task boards and visual radiators. Tools like Kanban or Scrum boards make work visible in real time. Instead of chasing updates, teams can instantly see what's in progress, what's blocked, and what's complete, keeping everyone on the same page without constant check-ins. To understand how the project is actually performing, we rely on dashboards and status reports. Dashboards give quick, data-driven snapshots of key metrics, while status reports provide narrative context, like risks, decisions, and next steps. Together, they give a full picture of project health. Of course, communication isn't just about tools, it's also about rhythm. Having a clear meeting structure and cadence ensures we're connecting at the right moments and for the right reasons. Well-planned agendas and consistent check-ins help prevent unproductive meetings and keep everyone aligned. Tone also matters. Choosing the right tone and level of formality ensures the message lands the way we intend. And finally, great communication means adapting your style to your audience. Whether you're speaking to clinical teams, technical staff, executives, or patients, adjusting the language, detail, and format helps ensure everyone clearly understands the message.
All right, so now we're at the final part, and this is crucial for any project success. Even if you plan communication perfectly, you can't just set it and forget it. Communication needs constant tuning, much like a finely calibrated instrument. Think of project communication like a radio signal. If the frequency drifts, people stop hearing the message clearly. So how do we know whether our communication is truly working effectively? We look for real signals that indicate the health of our communication channels. Are stakeholders aligned, or do we hear conflicting interpretations of key objectives? Do team members really understand requirements, or do they just think they understand? Are decisions clear and documented, or do people keep asking, wait, what did we decide again? Is confusion decreasing over time, or is it unfortunately getting worse within the team? And the big one, are we eliminating rework, or are we inadvertently creating more of it? If those signals don't look good, we must take immediate action to correct course. We gather feedback, sometimes formally through surveys, sometimes informally, like asking, hey, does the way we're communicating work for you? If the problem is too many emails, we streamline our digital correspondence. If meetings are too long, we shorten them to be more efficient and focused. If updates are confusing, we simplify them for clarity and easy understanding. And if stakeholders need more context, we add clarity to our messages. Communication is alive, it changes dynamically as the team and project evolve. When the project is young, we may communicate more frequently to establish foundations. When the team gains confidence, communication becomes more focused and targeted. When risk increases, communication becomes more intense and urgent. When milestones are hit, communication celebrates achievements and realigns for the next phase. In the end, communication is not noise or bureaucracy, it is a powerful value delivery instrument. Great communication keeps everyone rowing in the same direction towards the same outcome with the same understanding. So, to wrap this up, the best communication strategy isn't the one that looks good on paper. It's the one that actually works effectively in practice, delivering tangible results. And the only way to ensure that is by continuously monitoring and improving it. Because when communication improves, the whole project improves, leading to greater success.